honestly think it might have gotten a little burnt out
But
on.
not for what? From too much competing?
I don't know.
What's up, guys, and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. Another day, another Big Ramy training update, where he was spotted wrapping those 145-pound dumbbells with such ease. So yesterday we saw him wrapping out a fully loaded leg press machine, and today we are seeing this. So that means at the very least, Big Ramy is very serious about his training. So will we see a potential comeback at this upcoming Arnold, which is happening in March next year, possibly as his last show of his pro career? I have to say, if the comeback is imminent, then 2025 is gonna be the year. Because if he doesn't step on stage next year as well, we will never see Big Ramy compete again. I mean, the man is now in his 40s, and things could have been really different if Ramy did not had all those injuries, especially in the last couple of years that he competed. But Ramy has pushed himself beyond any limits in the last decade or so. He made his Olympia debut back in 2013. So that's more than a decade of him staying over 300 pounds for most part of the year. And eventually that takes a lot of toll on your system, no matter who you are, no matter how big of a genetic freak you are. So maybe Ramy needs some assurance that he will be given a fair look by the judges if he decides to come back and compete again. Because not only his camp, but a huge percentage of the bodybuilding fans and the whole community in general, they believe that Ramy deserved better than 4th place at his last show, which was the Arnold 2023. Even a guy like Phil Heath said that. So do let me know what you guys think. Is this comeback gonna happen? With Hani Rambod retiring from elite bodybuilding coaching scene, that means two of the former Miss Olympias, Derek Hadi and Hadi Chopin, they will be looking for a new coach moving forward. And what options do these guys have? I'm gonna say let's just hope that they do not go for Stefan. And I am not saying that because Stefan isn't the guy for them. He definitely is. But the thing is, Stefan is already maxed out with the number of athletes that he has on his roster. I think Derek Hadi might go with Chris Aceto because Derek's training partner, Matt Grego, he had amazing results working with Chris over the years, especially in the last couple of years, where Chris Aceto helped him not only get to Classic Physique Olympia stage twice, but Matt made top 10 at the Olympia this year. And that was a huge accomplishment, considering the fact that there were more than 60 guys in this year's Olympia lineup. Now we all know Chris Aceto has been grooming Andrew Jack to be a future Miss Olympia as well. So it is gonna be a bit tricky if Derek hires Chris Aceto. Now the bigger question is that, whom does Hadi Chopin goes with, especially with that language barrier that he has? Because the thing is, Hani Rambod was the best fit for Hadi Chopin because both these guys spoke the same language. So there are only a handful of coaches with whom Hadi Chopin can really work with. There is Patrick Tour. Neil Hill may be another one, but according to Sergio, he doesn't even reply for months. Then we have George Farrell, the guy who worked with so many big names like Kai Green and Branch Warren over the years. We also have Chad Nichols. But considering that Hani Rambod has been so consistent when it comes to peaking his athletes to perfection in every single show, and that is why he only worked with a handful of guys. So the future coaches of both these guys, they have big shoes to fill. And I have got to say, do not be surprised if both these guys coach themselves for a major part of the year. Next up, we have an update of our reigning Miss Olympia. So today marks 5 weeks since Samson Dauda won his first ever Olympia title. And even in this detox phase, where Samson used to come totally off, he has been training very consistently and still moving some massive amount of weights in the gym. So the thing is, there is an Arnold Classic title and a check of $500,000 on the line. And with the performance that Samson Dauda delivered at this past Miss Olympia, he is obviously the favorite to win that show. And with Hani Rambod leaving Derek and Hadi Chopin, this might be the beginning of a long reign for Samson Dauda. Because the one factor where both Hadi and Derek had an edge over Samson, that was the conditioning. I mean, even at this past Miss Olympia, both Hadi and Derek, they were in a better condition than Samson. But Samson won because he had a better overall package. I mean, that guy was so massive. He had 60 pounds over both these guys. Plus, he was in a decent enough condition. So the success story of Samson Dauda, that is so inspirational. These pictures of him competing back in Romania 2018, that will blow away your minds. The size Samson Dauda was able to pack on during all these years And the way he had such a tapering waist 5 weeks ago at the Olympia, that is so rare. So the Olympia 2025, that is still far away. But let me tell you guys one thing. Things just got even more difficult for both Hadi and Derek to reclaim that Olympia title, with Hadi Rimbaud leaving the scene.
He pulled out the 5th show in 2024. Chris, do you have inside information?
I don't have any information. I know he was helping. He was going. I know
What
that
is
they
he-
were going to be in
Where
Spain.
are we with this guy, though?
Not that Chris Cormier is the current coach of Ruil Mosquera, but Dennis James, he did represent us all by asking Chris about Ruil, making a record of pulling out of 5 shows in 1 year. So Chris is obviously close to Ruil, and although he did not have any insights, he himself was also super disappointed with Rubil's conduct over these last few months. And who would not be disappointed with him? We aren't sitting here hating on Rubil, but if after Dubai Pro this year, he just said that he wants to take 1 year off to build more quality, have more upper body, and have more balance, no one would have spoken a single word.
How can I believe anything he says in the future? If he's going to tell me now, oh, he's going to do New York, or he's going to do the Arnold. Come on, he said that this year. You said you pulled out of 5 shows.
And in reality, he does need more time to get more quality, especially in the upper half, and more separation in his legs. But it is no one's but his own team's fault that they kept on announcing that Rubil is gonna do 1 show after another one. So you are prone to getting some backlash on social media if the same thing happens 5 times in your first year as a pro. Now, I have no idea why Rubil did not do Italy Pro, which was scheduled just a few weeks after Dubai Pro. That did not make any sense, because I think we can all agree Rubil looked decent enough in Dubai, and a few more weeks of dieting would have been enough to get more sharpness, get more detail, that he was missing at Dubai Pro this year. So nothing is guaranteed in bodybuilding. Rubil could have dieted really hard and still lost to Hunter Labrada, but as fans, we just want to see him on the stage. So Justin Rodriguez entered that 300 pounds bodybuilding territory with a strong ambition to improve his quads and triceps for 2025 season. So how much his physique can improve at the tail end of his career? Just looking at his 2024 season, which was the worst year of his career, I have got to say Justin can continue to pursue his passion. But the last show that he did, Legion Sports, he was 10th, while Patrick Moore, another IFB pro, who also placed 10th at the Olympia a few years ago, he placed 7th. So that is a strong indication that the new guys have taken over. I think the only hope Justin has is to give his former coach AJ Sims another chance if he is willing to take him on. Because the last time Justin looked truly amazing was back when he was working with AJ Sims at Boston Pro 2022. I believe Boston 2022, along with Chicago 2020, that was his best. But Justin's waist has changed a lot, especially in the last 4 years. Wesley Vissers made a statement before the Olympia this year that he always struggled to get into that Olympia hype before this year. And when he finally got it, after a dominating performance at the Arnold Classic this year, I'm afraid the hype only lasted just for a few months. Now I fail to understand how Ramondino was off at the Arnold Classic as well as this year's Miss Olympia, but still he was able to beat Wesley at the Olympia this year. Although Wesley looked more or less the same as he did at the Arnold this year. Now this wasn't a package that Ramon would have been proud of, but good enough to beat a guy like Wesley. And this is the sole reason this whole argument is based on, that why Wesley lost that hype after this year's Miss Olympia. He looks very full and round in his recent training update. Great condition for 5 weeks post-Olympia this year. But the judges gave him a clear message that in order for him to move up, he needs more V-taper, more hamstrings, he needs more quad sweep. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.